Hi friends, I just wanted to make a quick video about the current astrological weather. I had a funny thing happen this morning where I was trying to log in to my online accounts to transfer some money and do all these kind of things, and there was some problems, so I called the bank, sit on hold with them, talking as they're trying to figure it out forever and ever and ever. Still can't figure it out. They gave me kind of one of those like, we don't really know what's happening answers, but maybe just try calling back later. So that happened. Got on another account, tried to log in. My account has been blocked for suspicious activity, so I call this bank and I'm trying to get on the phone with them. They eventually figure out this is like a system-wide problem that's happening, so it's not just my account. They of course don't have any answers of when or how it's going to be fixed or what I should do, so they said try again later. And then I just was having some problems logging into at work, into my online scheduler system. I'm still trying to figure that one out. So, and then it dawned on me, Mercury retrograde just started. So I want to talk a little bit about that in conjunction with another big astrological weather pattern that's happening that I think is really tying together with this. So Mercury went retrograde. It's going to stay that way until the 21st or 2nd of this month, I believe. So we have about 3 weeks of this. And, you know, Mercury retrograde is one of those ones that you hear a lot about. It's really common to hear, you know, be careful with electronics, everything gets crazy and screwed up, and don't travel. And that is true to some extent. I usually tell people to take a deep breath, it's going to be okay, and don't alter your life in any major ways around it. Because it's such a common one that happens that it's not really as scary as it's often made out to be. However, Mars is also debilitated in Cancer right now, and this is kind of a big deal. So Mars is a planet of action, a planet of fire, passion, and things like this. And when it gets into Cancer, it's not able to really channel that energy in a really good way. So it can come out like anger, irritability, conflicts, things like this are really common when Mars goes debilitated. And this is also going to be through the month. So we want to watch these two energies combined. So as Mercury is retrograding back into Taurus, Taurus is an earth sign. This can cause some frustrations with things. You know, Taurus can be very stubborn, unable to move, this type of thing, right? So when you have Mercury retrograde in this sign, we're going to have issues with communication and stubbornness and walls and things like this, right? And of course, some of these things that we were just talking about with electronics, gadgets, and communication and things like that can go a little bit haywire too. So between that and our Mars that's debilitated in Cancer, this is kind of a little bit of a pot of potential for flare-up of anger, irritability, miscommunications, particularly if you're talking through emails and electronic means and things like this that's not so direct. You may see some issues with that. And like I just did, you might be having some issues with your electronic files and things like that. You know, they generally recommend don't do any signing of things. I think the bigger lesson here is going to be with this Mars piece, though, because this can flare up anger, irritability, conflict, and things like this. And being in the sign of Cancer, which is a very emotional, heart-centered sign, right? It can lead to some more emotionally stirred up things that you may regret saying. So my big advice with this, when Mars goes into this type of placement, is to watch your words. Take a deep breath. If you're having interactions with people you care about and love, it's always good to slow down. So maybe stop, take some deep breaths. Don't say what you want to say first. Give it a moment to kind of let it run through you. Feel the emotions that are in your body. Where are you feeling the emotions? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your stomach? Is the heat rising to your head? Mars is going to push a lot of these more fiery type physical sensations as well as emotional things. So notice where it is in your body. This is a great exercise to help calm the steam of things and to just give it a moment to simmer down a little bit before you speak. And then when you speak, try to acknowledge where the person that you're communicating with is at. Try to understand their point of view, their perspective, maybe why they're feeling some of these emotions too is always going to be a very helpful thing. So relating to this person, right? Understanding where they're at too is always going to be really helpful. So I think these next couple weeks especially are going to be a great time to slow your roll a little bit. We may see some things on the global stage as well with more conflicts on the world scale as well. So that's very possible with this kind of placements too. So We also happen to be in between eclipses right now, so we had our lunar eclipse just a little bit ago, and then we have a solar eclipse coming June 10th. And then between the eclipse time is always a little bit of a window too of strangeness and oddness, and it's a time that I always recommend just to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more mindful, slow down a little bit. So I think the message here is that this is a good time to be a little more mindful, have a little more patience, and when things really start to bug you and annoy you, just say kind of like, swaha, let this go, this too shall pass, because it will. And I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions or anything, or any comments, or want to share a story of how this has been affecting you too, I'd love to hear. So you can drop that in the comments, and talk to you guys soon. Take care.